Well, it's time now to turn to our monthly CMSC Corner segment. This is where we spend a few moments with a member of the Coordinate Metrology Society, the world's leading organization for the science of large volume, close tolerance, and highly accurate portable 3D measurement. The Society represents users and providers of hardware, software, and peripherals, and we here at Quality Digest are proud to say that we serve as their media partner. Today we're going to be chatting about the Society's conference coming up this July in Nashville, their new Precision Path Consortium, and a lot more. To chat with us about these topics, we're pleased to welcome Keith Bevan, CMSC Vice-Chairperson, as well as the Delivery Manager for Training at the National Physical Laboratory in the UK. Keith, welcome to the show.
Hi guys, good to see you.
Oh, cheers, a little Guinness.
Cheers. Well, we should say it is it's 7:06 right now, UK time in the PM on Friday night. So Keith is off into his weekend. We're not, but Keith is. So Keith, thank you for taking time out of your Friday night to be with us. Well, we mentioned CMSC 2016 coming up in Nashville this summer. So what do people who might be interested in attending the conference need to know about registration and deadlines?
Okay, the important things I think for people to remember is obviously they need to register for the conference. And there are specific dates with which they register by, which links to the cost of coming to the conference. For example, the early bird registration is actually May the 20th, which actually coincides with World Metrology Day. And actually to be able to register, all they need to do is to go onto the CMSC website and actually look on the left-hand side, and you'll see there's quite an easy way of registering and logging into the system to put your information in. The other thing that's also available is a justification letter if people need to talk to their boss to justify the money for going to the conference.
So Keith, one of the things, and we do recommend people check out CMSC. So
by the way, any of the links that you're seeing that pop up here, those are also on the player page,
yes.
Down underneath the player. So.
Yeah, so you can check those out. You don't have to jot them down too fast, but you can check them out underneath there. Well, Keith, one of the things that we both enjoy, Dirk and I, having gone to a lot of these shows, one of the things we enjoy at CMSC and is very unique are those white paper presentations, and they really represent the cutting edge in this field. So how does someone who's practicing in the field and want to submit a paper for consideration go about that?
Okay, so the first thing that they need to think about is obviously what the subject is that they want to present, and the focus must be around technical rather than a sales orientated presentation. Then there is basically have to submit a abstract by a specific date, and then from submitting that abstract they will then get a response to say whether that has been successful or not. The current date for submission of abstracts or a summary is actually the 11th of March this year, and then by April a response will be given to say whether it's been successful or not.
Okay, and these papers are really interesting. If you've never been to the CMSC, the papers are definitely the highlight. They're very tend to be very practical oriented type papers, how particular types of measurements were set up and taken for sometimes very complex three-dimensional measurements. So they're really well worth watching too. So let's talk about the level 1 and level 2 certification exams that are also going to be offered this summer in Nashville. Tell us just really briefly what the certifications are for and what the benefits are, and also kind of what's needed to prepare for the certifications.
Okay, the certification sort of started many years ago, basically trying to target the fact that obviously the workforce that had been involved in metrology was getting sort of to the, as is described, the greying stage or the aging stage. And so also you've also got the link to new skills and technologies that are coming along. So that it was deemed that there was a need to, if you like, use the words upskill or bring people up to a level of understanding around the underpinning knowledge of metrology to support any new technologies that are coming along. So it's not. It's a global issue that there is a skills gap when it comes to some of the information that is needed within metrology.
And Keith, I know where we're going to find you in Nashville because we see you there every year at the show in different places. You're going to be in the measurement zone. That's your baby. So tell our viewers a little bit about what that is, what the measurement zone is, and what's planned for that area at the 2016 show.
Okay, so the measurement zone this year, we've actually, we're still centre stage within the exhibition area. It's actually going to be split into two. It will have a measurement zone and an education zone. Both those zones are sponsored by two different organisations. So we've got Metrology, who are continuing their sponsorship of the measurement zone, and then Careerform, who are covering the education zone. We will be doing different types of measurements in the measurement zone across a range of measuring equipment, and a competition, which is obviously we're always looking for people to engage in a competition. The education zone, we've got the return of Jeopardy that was so successful last year, a competition for anybody to enter. But this year we're going to have at least 4 different competitions where the fourth competition will be a grand final for the winners of the first 3. So that's going to be a bit interesting for us, along with a few workshops on the best practice of laser trackers and a bit on GD&T and also a bit on laser scanning and a little bit on e-learning. So there's a real mix for everybody to come along to support their underpinning knowledge that they need for metrology. And then it also provides a link to the CMS certification scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I was going to say the precision. The measurement zone Jeopardy game. These are all questions that are kind of related to general knowledge of 3D dimensional measurement, right?
That's right. It's basically this knowledge base that you need to support yourself when you're doing obviously metrology applications. So understanding things around the design requirements, understanding the good practices associated with the environment that you're working in or the measuring instruments that you're using. You may have more than one instrument you can use, which is the right one to use for the particular application. So there's a lot of questions associated with that.
Well, Keith, we're coming to the end of the segment. Before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, I want to ask you about the latest undertaking of the Society, the Precision Path Consortium, and that's something that really has just been bubbling up and coming up here in the last couple of months and the last year. So what's the status of that project now, and where and when is the next meeting?
Okay, the current status is at the moment is there are 20 members from different manufacturers, from end users and so on that are working on the actual committee that's associated with this project. They first met last October, and they're working towards the second meeting, which is actually held on the 22nd of February this year. So the plans are to obviously keep that moving forward and trying to obviously look at the requirements for manufacturing and it linked to metrology for the future. And that actual meeting is in, I think it's in Charlotte this year.
And Keith, just to kind of refresh our memories, the goal of Precision Path is to support advanced manufacturing. So from the CMSC's point of view, is that support in terms of improving dimensional measurement, 3D dimensional measurement and training, or is it even more broader than that?
No, I think it's broader than that. It's not necessarily just the training. It's about the technology. It's about how we utilize the technology to become smarter as we move forward, and how you integrate metrology into the manufacturing process.
Well, Keith Bevan, thank you for joining us today. Keith Bevan of the Coordinate Metrology Society and the National Physical Laboratory in the United Kingdom. Keith, thanks for joining us today and taking some time out of your Friday night. We'll look forward to seeing you, of course, in Nashville in July. We encourage everyone out there who's in this space to check out cmsc.org and register to the show. If you haven't gone before, it's a unique experience, and you really should check it out. So, Keith, thank you for being here with us on Quality Digest Live today.
Cheers, guys.
We'll see you soon.
Save one for me.
That's right.